Hello and welcome to the finale of Unsourced Wall's HULKvember. Now, when I started this, I had no idea that November was actually going to be like 5 weeks, or else I would have taken the plunge and gone and one of the two other things from the Hulk movie merchandising line that I kind of really wanted. But I guess those are expensive as hell anyway, and there's always next year. If people want more HULKvember next year. So to bring this all home, so to speak, we're going to be capping this off with another figure I got from my past, another one that I might still have, but is lost in my family home in Ecuador. And unlike the Punching Hulk, it's lost in a whole bunch of ways that necessitated getting a newer copy. But enough of that, let's tear into this and just get right open and see if I got scammed or not, because this was also really hard to track down. Alright, and as you can see, probably from this, probably going to give it away a lot. It is the Incredible Hulk Classics version of Joe Fixit. Now, as you can tell, this is the first of HULKvember items I wasn't able to get mint on card. It is possible to find this mint, but there are a lot of scams out there. So I do recommend proceeding with caution if you plan on getting one of these. And even after that, the mint on card ones can be insanely expensive, going up to like 100 or 140 in price. And while that is still pretty tempting because these are pretty great, especially after finding 3 mint figures for HULKvember, it would have been kind of scrupulous given my whole goal behind getting this version of Joe Fixit again. Now, outside of the Punching Hulk action figure, this is the only other contender for Hulk toy that I might have had first. I mean, I still have the vivid memory of taking my copy of Joe here off the sales rack at my local drugstore back in the day, and it quickly became a favorite of mine. I played with it nonstop, and I might have played with it a bit too much, because as you can see from the figure I have in my hand, Joe comes with a lot of accessories. It comes with this jacket, this hat, a Tommy gun. It's pretty insane for a toy that was probably like $10 back in the day. Now, his little bowler hat, I lost almost immediately. This sweet faux leather cloth goods trench coat, I tore it up from overuse. The belt I did lose immediately, and then eventually the coat. So yeah, the rest of the figure is probably in Ecuador, but it's not something that I would want to display or have featured in a collection, because of how much is missing. Now, what spurred me to getting a Joe in the first place was that Hasbro announced and have since released a new Marvel Legends Joe Fixit Build-A-Figure, which is impressive in scale, but it really left a lot to be desired. It looked boring, clunky, and not very fun to play with. And I flippantly said that the amount of cash that collecting that Build-A-Figure would take, you could find an older ToyBiz Joe Fixit and get something actually, fun. And so yeah, I was right. I mean, it's not mint, because that would have defeated the exercise, but it's good enough, and it seems to have held up well. The only really weird thing is that the hinges and the joints on the legs, they are loose as hell. It makes it really insane to even try to stand this thing up. Everything is working against each other. They're all going all different directions. I have been able to, stand it up and, get it presentable looking, but it's a well-used toy, and I don't need to say why it has been a well-used toy. It's a really fun toy to handle with, and it has so many different points of articulation. Whoever had this obviously took advantage of it, but it did leave it really, really loose. And like I mentioned, the first HULKvember review, ToyBiz basically kickstarted the whole Marvel Legends concept, and while this is an offshoot Incredible Hulk Classics figure, it's still very much in keeping with that whole aesthetic. Highly articulated, and it's got a wonderful sculpting and design. Look at that face. It's really damn fun. And it just looks cool. Plus, it has a really fun action feature that I didn't know actually how to use back in the day. It's called the Quick Draw feature. And because I guess I got this and the punching code at the same time, and they both had the levers on the back, I just kind of figured it was also for punching. But nope, it's so that mobster Joe Fixit here can stealthily walk in with his Tommy gun, and then, okay, you gotta get a really good kind of fulcrum on this. Yeah, see, I think the jacket unfortunately gets in the way a lot of time. So you gotta angle it a little bit first, and then kind of, there we go. Well, yeah, that's pretty much it right now. I think it's gonna work a lot better without having a jacket on, but I think that's what really eroded the jacket in the first place. But yeah, that's the quick draw feature. Sometimes it goes really well, sometimes it doesn't. I guess it depends on how much force and how much the clock is in the way. But it's fun, and it's actually pretty neat for a Joe Fixit figure to have something like that going on. But yeah, I would have loved it if this had been mint, but I'm not going to be picky about it, especially since interest in Joe Fixit will probably be on the rise with a new figure, and it's best to grab what you can now. Oh, and I should probably mention that this is actually the second Joe Fixit figure ToyBiz made, as they had a previous one that also had a gun attachment and a very similar design with the kind of ripped bullet holes, dress shirt, and trench coat. But the gun was much more sci-fi lasery, and it was way less posable, which kind of makes this unique because it actually came with like a legit molded weapon that's an actual weapon in real life. And hey, funny thing, is it me or does it every time like the Legends or the main Marvel line get a Joe Fixit figure, his suit gets less and less torn up? Anyway, yes, that's it for HULKvember. I had a lot of fun doing this. Thank you so much for joining me. It was a great time going back to the past and reliving some fond memories as this year, winds down. So I want to thank you so much for joining me there. And you know what? I'm going to get some more gallery pics of Joe. Hopefully have him do a pose that I really want to get him in. And then try to make sure that he stands up. But that'll be coming up right after this. Once again, thank you so much for watching this and for listening to this. It was really fun to do. And yeah, like I said, it's a really wonderful action figure. And much like most of the ToyBiz stuff, at least for the Hulk stuff, it's really well proportioned. And I'm so glad that even if the legs are loosey-goosey as all hell, that all the accessories are here. And that's really what completes the look of Joe Fixit here. So, let's get the hat on him just to see how that fits. I don't really like the hat. No wonder I lost it first. But for the pose I want to get him in, putting it on or taking it off as the quick draw comes up, which I think would really be cool for a Joe Fixit. So thank you so much. And the picture should be coming up right after this. So once again, thank you so much for joining me in HULKvember. And see you again next year for more Hulk figures, hopefully, and for unboxings as they come out. All right, so I'm filming this last minute because a couple of Holy Grails just came in, and I'm guessing I'm trying to say that I'm going to extend HULKvember by at least 2 weeks, which makes sense because how could something like the Hulk be confined to just 4 weeks, just 1 month? Be on the lookout for these two. These are some things I think will finally actually, round out what I've been doing, especially the one in this box. That should be really fun to talk about. So stay tuned, and yeah, to be continued. We're not done yet.